I invited a few of my extra special Poetry Box fans to come up with a little poem or a little piece on poetry for the back of the letterbox cat. And Monica and Ewan, am I saying your name right? They have been really strong supporters. They have sent in the most fabulous poems over the last few years. So I gave them one night to come up with something because my publisher said, "Can you find this?" And I said, "Okay." And they came to my rescue, and this is what they wrote.
When words soar through the air and smack the paper, somewhere between story and song, a poem emerges.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, do you want to read this one now?
High tide in the library. Waves of pages engulf seas of shelves. My warm hand fishes for a dusty leather cover. Cruel witches cast spells. Feisty dragons breathe flames. Gruesome ogres feast. I sit back and relax in my favourite place. In the library, Aslan roars like the ocean.
My poem is called The Pot. As the clouds change in the wind, as the world spins slowly, as the birds fly over the treetops, and the dogs bark in the distance, I wrote this poem in my hammock.
The frantic kitchen, boiling, steaming, roasting, spices fly, whizzing across the room, doors creaking open, slamming shut, people talking, laughing, instructing, pans sizzling with more oil, flames rising, food burning, the smell of steak fills the room.
Cameron's hump. One black barky dog. One tiger dog. Mom, I toast. Playing Skylanders, Giants and Cameron. Dog sits on my lap. I feel great.
Winter hockey. People yelling, players running. Hockey ball racing, dugout slowly. Dribbling rapidly, goalies ready. Whistles blowing, it's up to me. Shooting seems impossible, trying for one last goal, like a piece of cake until I try a bite. Higher than expected, I am not going without a fight.
Akaroa. Chips stealing seagulls, French flags flying high, salty waves foam. Glittering sand golden, trees shady green, small buildings old. Soft, delicate pastries, savoury and sweet. Chips, greasy chips hot, crispy battered fish. Strolling down shopping strips, gifts brought from Marcherie, world's best fish and chips.
Spring backyard. Leaves be green, bounce and twirl, twist and swirl, flying high. Dark cinnamon trunks loom like the sky tower, fresh cut grass. We swing on and off the monkey bars, swirling and whirling, blossoms dance up the path. The netball court. The netball court is ginormous. It smells like juicy pears. I hear people shouting, whistles screech, people cheer. The netball court has noises, swishing noises, shouting noises, yelling noises, but I am as quiet as a mouse. The backfield, sun shining, kids screaming, grass soggy, softballs flying, teachers playing cricket, clouds slowly moving, sticky mud, trees swaying, sims as bright as a goldfish, zooming races, and I'm there playing with my friends. Place poem. My nana lives on a hill. It is a cherry-coloured house. On her letterbox is the number 10B,
painted red and blue like a rainbow. She has 10 steps to get in. Up those 10 steps is a sparkly kitchen. Her skin is the colour of spilt coffee, and it's wrinkly and crunched up. "Hello, TJ," she says.
TJ, is your Nana here?
Yes.
That's a special thing. Okay, and we have Sasha, sorry. Right, that's good.
My Nana lives at the edge of a river. The welcome mat is old and tattered. The door is wide open. I smell the smell of cakes and pies. "Go and wash up for dinner, please," she says. I go and play while dinner's cooking. The bedroom has creamy white curtains.
It's called Raisin Chickens. When my granny lived out west, she wished on a chicken bone. She closed her eyes and prayed her chickens would come home. You see, they'd been away all night, painting the town bright red. 'Twas time they all came home and got themselves to bed. Heavens, they had to get up early. There were lots of eggs to lay. Had to tidy up their nests. There was no time to play. They had to lay eggs for Granny's breakfast, lay eggs for Granny's lunch, lay eggs to sell at market to give the cakes some punch. But as soon as the sun went down, those chooks got gussied up. They took themselves to town to drink, to dance and sup. And they danced the hoochie coochie. They threw their legs into the air, gave no thought to tomorrow and the eggs they'd have to bear. Yes, they shimmied through the night till dawn came through the door. Then they gathered up their skirts. It was time to hit the straw. Then all day those chookies slumbered. Not one egg did they lay. Their nests unmade and messy, unruly heaps of hay. There were no eggs for Granny's breakfast, no eggs for Granny's lunch, no eggs to sell at market to give the cake some punch. Then, as soon as the sun went down, those chooks got gussied up. They were aiming to go to town, to drink, to dance and sup. But my sly old gran was ready. She stood out by the gate, clutching her old leaf blower, her hurricane force playmate. And she blew those chookies sideways. She blew them off their feet. Fancy frocks were blown off and tossed about the street. Yes, Gran blew those hens into the coop and snipped the door real tight. Old hens dressed up as chickens are not a pretty sight. Inside, she went up to her bedroom. She opened the wardrobe door. There hung a dazzling feathered dress with sparkles to the floor. Quickly she slipped into the garment and pushed her hair up high, painted her lips bright carmine to catch a varmint's eye, and her high heels made a clatter as she hurried down the steps. Across the yard she swaggered, swinging her glittery hips. She called, "Nighty-night, you suckers, I'm off to the honky-tonk. It's my turn to party, to dance and drink some plonk." Next morning, there were eggs for Granny's breakfast. There were eggs for Granny's lunch. There were eggs to sell at market to give the cake some punch. But no one came to collect them. They lay there without a peep, just like Granny in her bed, all tuckered out, asleep. Yes, when my Granny lived out west, she did two things very well. Raising chickens, she did best, but she was better raising hell.
by Brian Turner.
Little furry cat, lick your fur and carefully sharpen your claws. Little furry cats will move like a fish when someone shuts the door with a crash. Little furry cats climb tall trees and just love to scratch walls. Little furry cats are fond of long naps in armchairs and seats and adults' warm laps.
Little furry cats will play the fool with a pile of knitting and a skein of wool.
Little furry cats sniff the gutter the way they sniff a lump of butter.
Little furry cats will slide on the roof and generally act awfully aloof. Little furry cats are nobody's fool. They know what they know without going to school.
The Tropical Pirate by Sarah Eileen.
Beware, my purple pretty friend, for beneath your bed lays
A stinking stank, sorbet salt, that pokes and froze at your front. The toes he knows are what he likes, not injured mice and their bites. Watch out, don't scream and shout. Beware, my purple pretty friend, for beneath your bed lays a red. He munches and crunches on wee cold lunches, spits and spatters, licks and clamps. He will lie there until he's fed, the pumpernickel pirate in your bed. This poem is called The Haka by Adriana Taylor.
When I hear the haka, I feel in my bones.
When I hear the haka,
And then my right ear, the call of mighty Puna.
when I hear the haka,
Flashes like lightning up and down my spine.
when I hear the haka,
My eyes roll and my tongue flips.
when I hear the haka,
It is the dance of the earth and sky.
when I hear the haka,